2 a.m. and you're standing in front of your open refrigerator again. The light spills across your face, illuminating the shame, the self-loathing, the complete bewilderment at your own behavior. And you swore just 6 hours ago that you wouldn't do this anymore. You promised yourself you take care of your body, respect your temple, love yourself enough to stop doing this. And here you are, reaching out for the ice cream, the leftover pizza, the cookies you bought for the guests. And with every bite, you're not just eating food, you're eating guilt, you're eating shame, you're eating the very emotions that you were trying to escape. And if this midnight ritual has become the most faithful companion to you, if food has become your drug, your punishment, your only source of comfort, then what I'm about to share might save your life. Hello and welcome to Mind Dealing with Bhavesh. I'm Bhavesh Ahuja, a transformational coach and a therapist. And today I need to tell you something that will shock you. Let me tell you this, that you are not broken. You're not weak. It's not that you lack willpower. What you're experiencing, this complex relationship with food, this cycle of binging and shame, it's not about food at all. I have worked with so many people who have their entire lives together, except for this one thing. This secret war that they fought every single day with their own body. And here's what I've discovered. Something that nobody wants to acknowledge, but I'll still say. Emotional eating is not an eating disorder. It is a communication disorder. How so? Your body is trying to tell you something, and food now has become its language. Today, I'm going to decode this language for you. First, I will show you the real reason why you reach out for food when your heart is hungry for something else entirely. Second, I will reveal the 3 emotional triggers that turn food into your enemy, and how do you transform them into being your allies. And third, I will give you one practice that will help you fall in love with your body again and end this conflict, this war forever. But the moment you realize that every binge, every moment of shape, every time you ate your emotions was actually your soul trying to mother itself in the only way that it knew how. Stay with me, because this journey from the self-punishment to self-love is about to begin. Let's do one thing. Close your eyes for a moment and remember. Try to remember the last time you binged, the last time you found yourself eating food that you didn't even want, with a hunger that food could never satisfy. What had happened right before you opened that bag, that box, that container? Think about it. Recall. Did someone criticize you, reject you, ignore you? Were you feeling empty, the void? Did you feel overwhelmed, invisible, not enough, that you've accomplished something good? Or were you feeling guilty for taking up some space in this world? You see, emotional eating is never about food. It is about feelings. Feelings you do not know how to digest. Food becomes your mediator, your translator, your way of saying things that your mouth cannot speak. So when you eat that chocolate, you're not eating a chocolate, you're eating the sweetness that you never received as a child. When you devour that bread, you're not craving carbs, you're craving comfort. The arms that never held you, the voice that never soothed you. When you binge on anything, you're trying to fill a void that has nothing to do with your stomach. And here's the cruel irony. The more you try to fill that void with food, the bigger it becomes. Because food can never give you what you are really hungry for. You're hungry for love. You're hungry for acceptance. You're hungry for that permission to exist exactly how you are. But instead of feeding your soul what it needs, you feed your body what it doesn't want. And then, once you've done that, you punish yourself for the very thing that you did to survive. Can you imagine the irony? How saddening this is? But why does this pattern feel so impossible to break? Because you're fighting 3 invisible triggers that activate every time you reach out for food. Trigger number 1 is the critic. Now, this is the voice in your head that never stops evaluating, judging, comparing, saying nasty things like you're not thin enough, smart enough, successful enough. And when the critic speaks, food becomes your only defense. The only way to silence that relentless voice is to stuff it with something, anything. And here's what the critic doesn't want you to know: that it's not trying to protect you from failure, that it seems like. It's trying to protect you from success. Because if at all you succeed, if at all you love yourself, if at all you take up that space that you so deserve, then the critic loses its job. Simple. Trigger number 2, the perfectionist. This is the part of you that believes that you must earn the right to exist. You must be perfect to deserve love, to deserve care, to deserve nourishment. But perfection is impossible, so you're always failing, always falling short. And when you fail, you punish yourself with that very thing that could heal you. You deny yourself real nourishment and then binge on empty substitutes. It's like being desperately thirsty and drinking salt water. You know it makes the thirst worse, but it is all that you allow yourself. And trigger number 3, the abandoned child. Now, this is the youngest part of you that learned that every love or the feeling was conditional. That you had to be good, quiet, small, invisible to be accepted. And every time you feel that familiar abandonment, whether real or imagined, food becomes the parent you never had. Food doesn't leave. Food doesn't judge. Food doesn't ask you to be anything other than hungry. So that's why it is important. But also that food cannot hold you. It cannot tell you that you're worthy. It cannot heal the wound that created this hunger. So it is of no use. But we binge thinking that it might solve our problem. So how do you break free from this prison that you've built with your own hands? The answer might surprise you. You don't break free by fighting. You break free by surrendering. Surrendering to the truth that you have been perfectly imperfect in your attempts to love yourself. Every binge, every moment of shame, every self-destructive choice was actually a misguided act of love. Your soul trying to comfort you in the only way it knew how. And the moment you understand this, everything changes. You stop seeing yourself as broken and start seeing yourself as brave. Brave enough to survive whatever trauma taught you that probably food was safer than people. Brave enough to keep trying to find comfort even when every attempt led to more pain. Brave enough to still be there, still searching, still hoping for a different way out. That bravery, that determination, that refusal to give up on yourself, that is what we are going to work with. And now comes the most transformative part of this video. I want you to imagine that your body is not your enemy. I want you to imagine that your body is your child. A beautiful, innocent, trusting child who has been carrying all that pain, absorbing all of your shame, trying desperately to give you what you need. How would you speak to this child? Tell me. Would you call it fat, ugly, disgusting? Would you starve that baby and then force feed and then punish for eating? Would you hate that baby for trying so hard to take care of you? Of course not. You would hold the baby. You would comfort the child. You would tell it that it is perfect exactly the way it is. You would feed the child when they are hungry. Rest them when they are tired. Celebrate them in all the ways because they've kept you alive all this while. This is the revolution. This is not another diet, not another exercise plan, not another trying to control or manipulate your body into submission. No, but a complete transformation of a relationship between your mind and your body, your flesh. From the master and slave to the mother and child. From the critic and the victim to lover and beloved. But how do you make this shift from this concept to actual reality? You do it through practice, daily practice of choosing love over control. Here's what I want you to do starting today. First, before you eat anything, pause and ask your body, what do you need right now? Not what you want, but what do you need in this moment? And you listen to it without any judgment to what comes up. Maybe your body needs more protein, water, rest, movement, or maybe it needs to be held. And second, when you eat with all your presence. Not while scrolling, not while working, not while you're punishing yourself, but with complete attention to the miracle of nourishment. How do you do that? You thank your food, you thank your body for this sacred exchange. And third, when the urge to binge arises, don't fight it, meet it. Ask, what are you trying to tell me? What do you need that isn't food? And maybe you need to cry, maybe you need to call a friend, maybe you need to take a bath, maybe you need to write this thing in your journal. Honor it. Whatever comes up with same tenderness that you would show to a frightened child. No difference. And after having done all of that, the fourth thing is replace every critical thought with a loving truth. Instead of saying, I'm so disgusting, say, I'm learning to love myself. Instead of, I have no willpower, say, I'm discovering what I truly need. Instead of saying, I'll never change, say, I'm transforming at a perfect pace. I'm getting there. I want you to know this, that your body is not your possession. Your body is your temple. It is a sacred space where your soul has chosen to dwell, to stay for this brief, precious lifetime. And you know that temples are not meant to be criticized or controlled or punished. Temples are meant to be honored, cared for, celebrated. Every cell, every breath, every heartbeat is a miracle beyond comprehension. Your body has carried you through every heartbreak, every triumph, every moment of despair, every moment of joy, and you know that. It has forgiven you for every harsh word, every moment of neglect, every act of self-sabotage. And it continues to serve you. It continues to heal you, to love you unconditionally. So the question is now not how do I control my eating? That's the wrong question. The question is, how do I honor this incredible gift that I've been given? Do this practice that should become sacred to you every single day. What you need to do is every morning I want you to stand in front of the mirror and do something that might seem impossible. Look at your body not with the eyes of a critic, but with the eyes of love. See how your legs have carried you through countless adventures. Oftentimes we become thankless, but this is the time we should do that. See how your arms have hugged you, the people that you cherish, you've hugged them. See how your heart has kept beating through every storm. See how your skin has healed from every wound. You didn't do it. It did it by itself. And then say these words out loud. You need to. Thank you for never giving up on me. Thank you for loving me even when I couldn't love myself. Thank you for being my home in this world. Now this might make you cry, and if that happens, that's perfect. Those tears are not of weakness, they are of recognition. Recognition of the love that has always been there, waiting for you to finally notice. You are not your mistakes. You are a sacred being learning to love yourself exactly the way you are. Your body is not your enemy. It is the most faithful friend of yours. And it's time you start treating it like a miracle it has always been. Hopefully, finally, you would have gotten some clarity on this. And clarity, I believe, must be shared. So you must share it with somebody who you know is struggling with this kind of a thought process of binge eating, of shaming their body. And if you like videos like such, we continue to post content around spirituality, philosophy, psychology, healing, science of mind and emotions, how to live your life and being your best potential, and how to grow your life in various aspects, become the ultimate you. And I encourage you, if you're interested, to subscribe to this channel of ours so that we can build a stronger relationship together in learning and knowing ourselves better. This is Bhavish Ahuja from Mind Healing with Bhavish. Until the next video, I want you to stay blessed, stay healthy, and catch hold of this wisdom if you can. And for today, I want to thank you. I shall see you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.